Hey, everybody! Welcome to Wine Wednesday. Hope your Wednesday has been fabulous, and mine's kind of sucked, but we'll talk about that later. First, I want to introduce you to my guest, Jessica Stam. That's
Hi.
right. Sorry, go ahead.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
I've got Jessica here, and she's going to answer a bunch of questions. But first, I wanted to show you the interview that I did earlier with Steve. He is the owner of Aquatic Touch LLC, and he could not be here at this time. Jessica's going to answer all questions for him and tell us a little further details. But I did want to show you everything that he had to say so that you could get to know him and the company. And then me and Jessica will be back to answer any questions. And then we'll allow you guys to join. But let me get this video started for you so you can see it. And here we go. Be right back. All right. I'm going to mute us. Welcome, everyone, to Wine Wednesday. Tonight, I have an extra special guest. Welcome, Steve Stroini, to Wine Wednesday.
Thank you.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about what you do in the aquarium industry.
Mainly maintenance and installations is my bread and butter. Starting to get into fragging and doing swaps and selling some corals, etc. Just kind of getting going in that. It is mainly setups, installs, maintenance, designing new aquariums.
I think that stuff is awesome. I mean,
try to do the higher end stuff, not every little 35-gallon, tank in a doctor's office. I like to do big, custom, cool, neat things.
Exactly. I've seen, because I'm friends with Jessica, I've seen some of your work, but why don't you tell me about some of your favorite jobs that you've done? And if you're not allowed to say names, that's fine, but just tell me, what they entailed.
I've got a couple that are pretty cool. The most recent setup that was really neat was Reef Savvy, built by Felix, installed over here in Middleton, Wisconsin, for a buddy of mine, Ryan. That was a really neat install, plumbed it silent, so there's no noise whatsoever. Red Dragon pump, very silent, very efficient. Kind of put it into a cubby hole and then had cabinet built over the top of it. That was a fun one. Another cool one, I get to go maintain a 500-gallon cichlid tank.
Wow.
At a
I love cichlids. I absolutely adore cichlids. I was pissed off when my boyfriend stopped doing the cichlids because they're awesome. So tell me about the cichlid tank.
There's a spiral staircase going up around it, and it kind of curves around it. And you can see through one side into our library.
Oh my gosh.
That's a pretty impressive tank. The tank curves around a spiral staircase.
Wow. How did it get started in this?
Kind of a funny story. In college, a buddy of mine down the hall, his name was Dustin Bauer, he bought a tiny little 10-gallon tank, put 2 Oscars in it, and a couple weeks later, the Oscars started to fight.
Fight. Gotcha. Okay, go ahead.
And he wanted to flush one of them, and I said, no, don't do that. Let me go buy a tank, and I'll save the fish.
Wow.
So a 20-gallon tank with an Oscar in it turned into a 40-gallon tank, turned into a 90-gallon tank. Then I had 2 tanks. And then I started working at a fish store, a local fish store, and kind of just blossomed from there. I worked at that one for a while. Moved out of that store into another store with another employee of that store who started his own business. Helped him build that store. Living Art Aquarium was the name of that store. Helped my buddy Paul Sinderman run that and manage that for, I think, 6 or 7 years.
Wow.
And during that time, started to do installs on maintenance, and eventually came across an opportunity to take over another maintenance company that was here in Madison, and essentially split off and started my own business then. And I've been on my own for, gosh, roughly 10 years now.
Wow. So this all started with you trying to save it. That is the most amazing thing ever, seriously. And it expanded into you working with others and then realizing that you could do more. Oh man, I love this story because you're the essence of what people can do when they try, when they actually believe in themselves and try. So, it started off with just maintaining tanks and then building tanks. And how did you come across the high-end clients? Did it just happen, or?
Luck.
Yeah?
I tend to be a pretty personable guy and like to go out and have fun and just kind of meeting people and getting to know people. And
well, that's no joke. I know at MACNA, you were like my favorite person because you were always just, ready to hang out, ready to be kind, ready to show me the ropes. It was awesome. So
I just looked good because I was with Jessica.
Now, okay, that's true because Jessica's so awesome. But no, you look good because you're very, very good person. I mean, I liked watching the games with you. I liked hanging out with you. It was really cool.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers right here. So now you have this company and you're trying to turn it into something, to a bigger type of company. What are your goals? What do you want to do with this company?
Eventually, I would like to and some bigger installs, bigger custom kind of things. I would like to branch off more and do a lot more propagating of corals and selling of corals both on Facebook and online on a website. Do some swaps, that type of thing. But that's a lot more of trying to not take things out of the ocean and grow them and propagate them in captivity. If you can do that, you're not harvesting more. So that's kind of my thought there.
That's why I like you so much. You're all about the sustainable promise, the sustainable options in aquaculture. I love it.
The more I can do that, the better.
Yes.
I would love to be able to set up a tank with 100% propagated coral and bred in captivity fish. That would be amazing. It's not entirely possible nowadays, but getting pretty darn close. So.
Yeah, actually, not to toot my own horn here, but I'm actually setting up. I've been talking to the Real Reef Rock guys, and I've been talking to many different people, and I'm going to set up a completely aquaculture system with seahorses and show everybody how it's done. But back to you.
I've got some algae for you.
Huh?
I've got some algae for
you. Aquacultured by you only?
I probably have a couple things that you don't have.
I'm going to bet you do, and we're going to talk after this. Okay, so if someone is interested, whether they're in your area or abroad, and they're interested in someone who does the excellent work that we've shown in this video, how do they contact you?
Email or phone number is probably the best. I do a website that has a link to my email. That is aquatic-touch.com.
When you say that you do custom work and custom jobs, you will actually do whatever someone needs. Meaning, if someone needs you to literally install, do the plumbing, do everything, set up a complete system in a home, you do that, correct?
Absolutely.
And
yeah, what I've got coming up this Thursday, I'm doing a full Apex install. I honestly think there's only one other company in town that will even touch Apex systems, which is, I don't know, to me they're easy and they're great and they're cool, and it's basically an insurance policy, so I don't understand completely why people don't embrace them more.
right, I never realized that.
The first one I set up was a bitch. It took a lot to learn, but now it's second nature. It's no big deal. They're easy breezy. So
Well, so someone who needs an Apex type system set up needs to come to you, is the point.
Absolutely.
And have you ever done a seahorse tank? Just out of curiosity?
I did have a 29 bio cube with seahorses in it back at my old apartment when I worked at the fish store. They were breeding in the tank. It was really cool. It was really neat. When I moved, I tore it down and got rid of everything. I currently do have a 58-gallon rimless out here. You can, I don't know, I can't do the finger. You see the light to it right here.
Yeah.
It has no seahorses in it yet, though. I just have macroalgae. I'm trying to get it planted, essentially trying to build a saltwater planted aquarium that looks spectacular, and then get a really, really nice pair of seahorses in there. Just to have them, just because they're so cool.
Yes, I know.
I got my seahorse here too.
Yes, and I love your seahorse. Consider, would you title yourself a distributor? What would you title yourself?
I'm a maintenance company that has good products and carries good products. I do have a distribution, or I can distribute Red Dragon pumps. I do use a fair amount of those, but I also use a lot of Reef Octopus stuff from Coral View. They seem to be pretty solid. I just like their skimmers. I like their pumps. The new Varios 8, or that's the model of Varios pumps. And Tropic Marin, of course, I love their salt. I've loved it for years and years and years. It was kind of, again, I haven't tried all salts, but of the ones I have tried, I like that one the best by far.
Now, and we're jumping ahead, but why is that?
It mixes very clean. It seems very consistent. Numbers seem to come out fairly consistent all the time. I just like it. I don't know. It doesn't seem to leave any kind of residue in the bucket, which some salts definitely do. Some dirtier salts.
Yes, that is my big thumbs down. Is for salts that
yeah
leave
that brown residue.
Yeah.
Tropic Marin seems to be pretty clean that way. And I don't know.
You've never had a problem, right? I mean, you've never had a problem.
I've never had a problem with it, no.
Yeah.
It's a little pricier, but I think it's a quality product. And again, I would much rather have a quality product than the quantity of a product,
Yes. Good point, and I'm glad you said it.
Quality over quantity any day.
Yes. eBay and Amazon and how FedEx and everything works and how it's so hard to be a small business these days. And it's...
Oh, yeah. I've struggled over the last 10 years, had ups and downs, and you definitely, you know, some clients don't work out. Some clients, you know, tear down tanks. You know, you do lose some accounts, but you know, in the end, you gain them and you build and it just grows and grows and grows.
Mm-hmm. And have you pretty much at this point stayed local? I know you want to expand and you are going to expand, but
Yeah,
have you dealt with the FedEx mess yet? Is my question.
shipping stuff is definitely a headache and a half, and it's crazy expensive. It would be great if there was an alternative that was cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, just in the Midwest here, I've used Speedy Delivery a lot.
Okay.
And that's uber cheap compared to FedEx for an overnight deal.
Really?
For shipping, you know, any kind of livestock or anything.
Really?
Oh yeah, we can. You know, it's basically just the Midwest, but it's, I think, $12 or $15 to ship a box overnight. It's super cheap.
What was your first tank?
My first tank.
Yes, your personal tank.
My first personal tank, saltwater, was a 72-gallon Beaufront. And I actually bought the tank used from a girl who also worked at the same fish store as me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to a party and, you know, kind of having a good time and just sitting in front of her tank and just being, wow, this was so amazing. I stared at it for an hour at least. And it was just the coolest dang thing in the entire world. And it was kind of funny that a handful of years after this, I wound up with that exact same tank in my house.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was working at my buddy's fish store at the time and managing it for him and helping him build it. And like, you know, any reef aquarium, you slowly build it. But I had an awful lot of the tank was mainly acans and crazy rhodactis mushrooms. This was before the crazy rhodactis mushrooms were cool.
Right, of course.
And God, do I wish I had some of those back.
Right? Oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
Walk me through a basic install. What do you look at? What's important? How do you determine what to do for a particular client?
Well, first off, you need to start and know and understand exactly what they want to keep. Is it a fish-only tank? Is it a coral reef tank? Is it an SPS tank? Or is it an LPS tank? Is it going to be mainly softies? Is it, you know, what are you doing? And then you tailor the equipment to that specific biotope. Mm-hmm. When you really customize it that way, you can really have a lot of success. And I always like to overbuild stuff.
Okay.
Rather than underbuild. I would much rather have a bigger pump than I need and turn it down a little bit. Not run it on full power. That way there's less heat. There's less wear and tear in the pump. It, in theory, should last longer because it's just not being worn and torn so much. I like to do oversized skimmers on stuff. I like to overdo lights if I can, and you can always run them back down and turn them down. Any kind of.
That dog's beautiful. I want to know about the dog, but go on.
Any kind of filter reaction, media reactors, I tend to do oversized. Because then you always have room to back it down. It's hard to get more out of a piece of equipment when the piece of equipment will only do so much.
Right.
Pumps and skimmers are some of the biggest examples. I'd rather have a you know, bigger pump or a bigger skimmer than I actually need and turn it down. So
that makes sense. And do you typically go with certain companies, certain products, or do you? I understand what you're saying, that you tailor the needs based on the biotope, based on what they want to do with the tank. But let's say I call you and I say I want to do an SPS dominant tank, do you use certain products based on that? And does that just come with your experience in doing this? Does knowing the answers? I'm sorry.
Ultimately, it comes down to what you want to spend, you know. And I kind of say, do you want me to build you a Honda? Do you want me to build you a Mercedes? Or do you want me to build you a Bentley? You know,
I like that.
Break it down and price that way. And I can do any of the above. As far as the actual aquarium itself, the stands, got a good guy for stands, Chris Benner.
Who?
And,
who did you say?
Chris Benner.
Okay.
It's Sticks and Stones.
Gotcha.
He's a guy to know for stands and builds himself. And I really like Reef Savvy tanks. But again, I'll definitely use some lower end tanks if people are trying to save money. It does ultimately depend on what people want to spend. You know, and like all of us know, you can spend as much as you possibly want on aquariums.
Right.
It's
right.
almost no limit to it.
But basically you are capable, because of your experience and knowledge, you can set up a budget-friendly system because you have connections and you can get the products needed, and you can also set up an amazing, ridiculous, dream tank, whatever the person wants. Okay, introduce me to the dog.
Absolutely.
Introduce me to the dog. I need to know the dog.
This is Frankie.
Come here, Frankie. Come here. Come here. What you doing?
Aww.
Come here, Frankie. Come here. It's okay.
Aww. Beautiful. What exactly is the species?
I'm not 100% sure. He was a rescue. I was told Australian Shepherd and Beagle.
Okay.
But as far as I can tell, he looks like a Beauceron, what I found out. But I can't say for sure.
Gotcha. Well,
it doesn't really matter. He's a great dog. I love him. He was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Aww. What advice would you give to someone ready to start their first saltwater tank?
Do a ton of research. Know what you're getting into. Learn as much as you possibly can by reading and doing research and getting advice. And again, not everybody has good advice. There's 1,000 different ways to build the same exact tank. Everyone's got their own methods. Not necessarily one is better than the other. Some just have different outcomes, short-term or long-term. And I definitely would say don't cheap on equipment.
Very good point.
There's definitely some places you can save money here or there, but I really have seen so many aquariums that people spend thousands of dollars on all this livestock, and ultimately they're animals, so they deserve our best. Their lives are in our hands. And if you're debating over a $300 pump or a $100 pump, knowing that the $100 pump might fail in a year,
right,
and might potentially kill your animals, it's just not worth it to me in that kind of realm. I definitely just say do research and read a bunch of books and go ask questions. Ask every question you can. There's a lot of people out there that would answer a lot of questions, a lot of good forums and whatnot.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And would you say, with all of the experience that you have with different vendors, equipment, and etc., would you actually say that the more expensive products will work better? Or is it that, what would you say about that?
To a point. The really, really high-end stuff tends to work really, really nice.
Okay.
I have zero complaints about some of the very high-end stuff, such as the Red Dragon pumps that I've used a number of times. Things like that. I have had some issues over the years with some, middle of the road product stuff that you pay a decent amount of money for, but the customer service has always been good. For example, like Ecotech had a few problems with some of their Vectra pumps, but they stood behind them and had stuff shipped out right away, and was great on their customer service.
No, I hear you. So if you can afford it, pay for the best. If not, go with a company that Aquatic Touch recommends because you know which ones back it up.
I recommend a lot of Reef Octopus stuff. Their pumps and their skimmers seem to be pretty solid. But again, if you can afford it, the Red Dragons I really like. I'm thinking about maybe trying some of Biz pumps. I've been hearing some good things about those. There's certain areas I just won't skimp on. Just again because I've seen too many problems over the years with certain pieces of equipment failing and that type of thing.
And the pieces of equipment that you personally do not skimp on for your jobs and would not recommend people skimp on would be pump, skimmer. Tell me your list.
Yeah, a main pump is probably the biggest one. That fails, your whole system dies or can die. Skimmers are definitely a really, really good secondary piece of filtration. Had heaters. Kind of, I don't know. It seems like a lot of them tend to just want to fail no matter what you do after a number of years. And I definitely do like the Finex titanium ones. Those tend to be pretty decent. But
that's not wine, buddy. That's wine. I'm gonna have to get you a glass of wine.
Hey, this is wine for guys.
Okay, wine for guys. Wine for guys. I'll take it.
Wine for guys.
Wine for guys.
I could go get a little bit of Reef Shine.
All right, so.
But I do got to give a shout out to the Reef Shine guys.
Okay.
It's carbon dosing.
Yeah. Carbon dosing looks like a thing we should all do, all of us. So how did you get involved with Tropic Marin?
Ultimately, the store that I helped my friend build, he used to just carry Reef Crystals, Instant Ocean, and he was looking for a higher end salt to carry. So he brought on Tropic Marin, and got their trace elements and biocalcium, biomagnesium, that kind of stuff. And I just got to using their product and just really, really liked it. At that time, I really didn't have a ton of experience with other salts. In recent years, I've definitely branched out and tried a number of different brands. And I just keep coming back to the Tropic Marin. It just seems to be very, very solid and just a good product. And that store I was talking about, he stopped carrying it a little bit before I left his store. So when I started my own business, I kind of wanted to continue what I really liked. And again, it's an expensive product, and there's not as much money in it for me. But I think that it's just such a good product. That's kind of why I continue to push it and continue to carry it and sell it and use it in my maintenance accounts. It's pretty much the only salt that I use, unless I'm completely out and need to go run to the store and go buy something. But try not to let that happen.
Sure. And do you actually sell the Tropic Marin products on your site currently, or will you be?
It will be absolutely soon.
Okay. Is because I worry about the industry. We hear rumors. We see the anti-Aquarist people coming at us, and I'm just curious. It seems like your business is growing. I'm worried about the small businesses. I want to see them grow. So tell me how you feel. What's going on with that?
This year so far is my busiest year I've ever had.
Yeah.
I've gained more accounts this year than I've had in the last couple. And we're not finished throughout the year yet. Business is booming. I'm loving it.
Well, and that's because you're awesome, of course, and your business is awesome.
It's been a lot of years at the grind, and fixing other people's problems and just trying to keep my head down. And again, by no means am I perfect, and I've definitely screwed up in the past, but I think I'm finally to a place now where I'm pretty damn confident in what I do, and really, I just kind of want to help. I've got no problem coming over here and telling you what I think and what I would advise, and add this, remove that, fix that, that kind of thing.
How long have you been doing this? Again, you may have already said it, but tell me again.
On my own for 10 years, and I worked for another guy for, I don't know, between 6 and 7 years, building his store, and then moved eventually onto the building and the service side for him. And then was a hobbyist for a number of years before that.
Wow. So you've been actually working on this. Go ahead.
Yeah. I would say working in the industry, it's been 16, 17 years. Being a hobbyist, been close to 20.
And so if someone new happens to watch this video and is getting ready to set up their first system, they can not only contact you for just, some basics and just to get an idea, but if they don't want to have to do all of the extra work, they could have you come and set up their complete system. And you do.
Absolutely.
You did say you work more with larger customers. So if any businesses are watching this and they see you have extreme experience, we're going to show the round tank. And
bars and restaurants all over the place, and doctors' offices, and other offices of can be. But I do a lot of high-end private residences as well. I want everybody to have success keeping these animals alive is what I really ultimately want.
And you know what, Steve? I just want to say
that's probably the biggest goal of anything, is just to have everyone to have success keeping the animals alive. I guess that's the biggest thing that I care about.
And I just want to say that is why I really appreciate you so much. So you got to see me laughing at myself, but we're back, and I have Jessica Stam with me. Say hi again, Jessica.
Hi.
Hi. And Jessica's here to answer any of your questions about Aquatic Touch LLC. Let me know if you're having any audio issues with Jessica or I. I think we got that all fixed up. So we're just going to chat a little bit and talk to you guys a little bit and then give away some prizes from Aquatic Touch. Yay! Okay, so Jessica, first of all, I stupidly forgot to ask Steve about the piebald. And I had never seen a piebald tank. So tell me about the piebald.
The piebald he had bought years ago as a yellow tang and for a client, and he's had it in his tank for all these years, and he just kept saying, it's so kind of light in color. It looks more white. and this and that. It's not like a yellow tang. And then people started posting like piebald tang and this tang, and realized, oh my gosh, we just paid, I don't know, 15, $20 for a yellow tang, but it's a piebald tang.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And go ahead.
He wanted to get rid of it.
He what?
The client decided he was either going to like sell it or do something with it, and he ended up trading it for a very large, high-end like Acro SPS pack.
That's awesome. I mean,
yeah.
And do you, I mean, and if you don't know, it's cool because I sure don't know, but do you know how that happens in tangs? Do you have any idea?
I really don't.
Gotcha.
I mean, I love, like, the koi tangs are my favorite, but
gotcha.
the piebald is beautiful also. But to get it at like $20 and know how much they actually are selling it now is crazy.
Right. You guys seem to have a lot of luck, but as I hope everyone saw in the video, Jessica and Steve are just really good people. I mean, really good people. And I talked a little bit about small business in the video with Steve, in the interview with Steve. And this is the exact definition of a small business that deserves to succeed, that needs to succeed, and does succeed because they care about quality over quantity, and because people like us share their name and their business because they do such a good job for us. So anyways, I was curious, Jessica, just a couple questions for you. What do you, let's start with the basics. What's your favorite coral?
I love acros.
Yeah? Any kind of stick?
Lilies. I recently bought a Black Sabbath acro.
Oh my.
Is on its way to me soon again, so I can't wait to get that.
That's awesome. And I mean, Steve had mentioned you guys are going to actually start selling maybe too, correct?
Correct.
That's awesome. And
we're
go ahead.
Gonna start like fragging what we have and clients' tanks, and then ordering in and start locally.
Sure, of course. And then, I mean, will you eventually ship though once you get,
We are prepared to ship.
Gotcha. Awesome. Okay. And is it hard being a business? I mean, is it difficult for you to manage all of these things? Because I know you play a big part.
Yeah. It's a lot. But because I work full time, have 2 kids, and work with the business. So, but the business part is like fun. It's hobby. It's like, yay, let's go to work.
I'm honestly jealous because I want to, make a career of my passion, and that's what you guys are doing. So hats off. If anybody's saying a question and I miss it, please feel free to, say it again or wave because I'm trying to watch, but I love my Jessica, so we're chatting. And I don't know, is there anything else that you just want to share at all with the listeners of Wine Wednesday? Hey, actually, what wine are you drinking? Is a really important one.
Yo.
Pinot Grigio?
Correct.
I should have known that from Magna. Go ahead. You just said okay. For all of the listeners, this gal right here is the one that got me hooked on the Bloody Mary breakfast.
I did.
And you know what I've noticed though? A lot of times they're just not as good as Vegas. It's really disappointing, but
they were awesome. They're amazing Bloody Marys.
You said something about it and I was like, I gotta try one, and then it was like every day I gotta have one that's so good. Anyhow, okay, so I will try to look through the questions as we're talking, but I thought maybe we could look at who's in the audience. You can't even see, can you, Jessica? Can you?
I can't see now.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, what we're gonna do then for these, and I will show some of the products. Okay, actually, let me back up and tell you how we're gonna do this. Sorry, you guys know I get ahead of myself. So what we're going to do is Aquatic Touch, run by Steve and Jessica, have donated these wonderful Tropic Marin prizes, and we're going to give them away. I did want to talk to you guys more about the balling method, and if DM is here, hey DM, here's your link. Hang on, let me put the link up, because honestly, to be completely honest with you guys, I'm not exactly familiar with it. Basically, go ahead, Jessica. What were you?
I'm not here.
Right. What I was going to say is, from what I read, and I do have it up, if anybody has a question, I can find you the answer. But basically, what it seems like is that it's a method of, instead of two-part dosing, having everything in one, like the calcium, alkalinity, calcium, what do they call alkalinity? The buffer, whatever. The calcium, buffer, and magnesium all in one product. And actually, I use a very similar product on my seahorse tanks, because, I don't want to go through all the two-part, because there's not acro type coral in my seahorse tanks, I don't need extremes, but I want to keep everything stable and level. And the 3 parts in one has very much worked for me. So I definitely want feedback from anybody who does win these prizes. But okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I need some comments of you guys raising your hand as I talk about these giveaways, and then I'm going to tell Jessica to pick a number 1 through however many hand raises I get, and that will be the winner of the prize, and I will ship it to you. We're going to do half of these prizes tonight, just for you guys coming to the stream, and I'm sorry it wasn't on Facebook, but we're going to do half of them tonight. And then the other half, I'll announce the winner next week, because the only condition that we really do ask that you please do is like the Aquatic Touch page on Facebook. I will put a link in the description when we are done. And please subscribe to the Seahorse Whisperer channel. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I need y'all. I need just help. So, okay. Anyhow, let's dig in the bag of goodies here. All right, what shall we start with? And DM, if you're in here, or anybody, oh, Salty Reef's got his hand up. Jewel, yes. I want to see those hands, people. All right, so anyhow, and if there's anything that I pull out and I say this is up for grabs, you guys, please tell me, because Steve's not here, and Jessica and I are kind of winging this and drinking wine. Just tell me if it's supposed to go with something else. I don't think anything's like combos unless they're connected, but you know how it goes.
Everything that goes together is connected.
What?
Everything that goes together is like connected, like wrapped together.
And there we have it. Okay, so the first prize from Aquatic Touch tonight, and still in the packaging and all that good jazz. I'm sorry, and I did forget to mention that Aquatic Touch will be selling these products very soon on their website. Definitely go visit them. You'll have a link of theirs in the description also. Great company, as you have seen. They care about people, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to quit rambling, but I just really care about these people, and they care about you. So go check them out. All right, so we have Carbocalcium. We'll try to put it in front of my face. Carbo, and I can't figure out which is left, right, and left. Carbocalcium. It's the calcium UNDKH ultra something German. Ultra concentrated calcium and carbonate hardness. So this apparently is not part of balling. It's just the calcium and carbonate, right? I'm thinking that's it. Anyhow, we have and it says what? Share the streams? Yes, share the streams, but we have the Carbocalcium. All right, so I've got 3 hands at the moment, Jessica. Pick a number 1 through 3.
I picked 3.
Okay, Nanette. Nanette has won the, I gotta keep looking, carbon calcium. Woo! Yay! Okay, I'm not gonna scream in y'all's ear. All right, Nanette, message me your information. I'll send it right out to you. All right, we're going to do a couple more, and then the rest, again, like their page, subscribe here, and we'll announce the winners next week. But I want to get a few more. Lucy, don't be talking German. I can't do it. All right. Okay, so this is, ooh, this one's cool. This says all for reef. It's an overall mineral supply. I need to see some hands yet again. And this says, this is calcium, magnesium, strontium. Some German words. I'm not very good with the German. Okay, strontium, carbonate hardness compounds for the growth of calcium carbonate skeletons of hard corals, coralline algae, and others. Has iodine, bromide, and fluorine for growth and stabilization of the skeletons of horn corals, sponges, and crustaceans. Has, I'm terrible with pronunciations, guys, sorry. Has selenium to eliminate free radicals, and I've said this word before, but I'm going to get it wrong. Molybdenum, and vanadendum for the establishment of important enzyme complexes. All right, let's see some hands. And you know what? I'm glad that the people here are raising their hands. And anyone watching later, of course, we're going to give more away next week. But I love you, the guys that are here tonight. So I'm glad y'all's winning. Okay, so on the all for reef, we have 1, 2, 3 again. Jessica, pick a number 1 through 3.
1.
Okay, 1, the salty reef. Woo! Okay, you won the all for reef. Send me your info, and I'm sending your prize. All right, we'll do a couple more, then we'll chit chat, and you know, get on with it. All right. They literally gave so much stuff, it's ridiculous. But as he spoke about in the video, he really trusts this company and really believes in the product. So I'm frankly kind of sad that I can't try them. And I might have to on my own. But, all right, final giveaway tonight, actually, because, yeah, because we got a few more, but I want to do them next week. So final giveaway tonight, since there's, you know, like 3 people raising their hands, we're going to do the liquid buffer. Liquid pH buffer and KH supplement from Tropic Marin, of course. And, well, it's buffer, guys, but it's good buffer. So, let me see some hands. Jessica, do you use this in your systems, all of them, or do you just use the salt?
I've been using the salt. Steve has used it, I think, in a couple tanks. But
yeah.
The chocolate product is very good.
Yeah. He was telling me on the side that he met with a rep and that they have a whole new product line coming out and that they're actually working with him individually to train him on the products so that he can not only share them with the world, but tell them why.
Like,
go ahead.
Main distributor.
Repeat what you just said. I was talking over you. Sorry.
So
it
will be like one of their main distributors.
That's awesome. So there you guys go. And he also did discuss, I'm not sure if I kept it in the video, but he discussed that the Tropic Marin products tend to be, you know, like a teensy bit more expensive, but anybody watching this channel knows quality over quantity, man. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, like with seahorses, you're going to pay a little more for captive bred. Who wouldn't? It's silly not to. So, all right, let me look for some hands. I got 1, 2. Oh, look at that. I got 3 hands. So, pick it up. Go ahead.
2.
All right, and that one is the salty reef again. Hey, Jill Martin. Send me your information. I'm going to send you one of the other prizes because we just appreciate you guys for playing. So we have our 4 winners for tonight. Jill, I'll let you know what you won when you message. But, and we will give away the rest of the donated items next week. So if you watch this video, of course, like the Aquatic Touch page, subscribe to Seahorse Whisperer, and we'll actually, you got to do something else so I know you did it, right? Okay, so like the page, subscribe to Seahorse Whisperer, and comment on this video that you want to win one of the prizes next week. That way we'll know. That way we can pick some winners. All right, so Jessica,
Yes.
what else do you want to talk about? She said, "Do you promise not to put me on the spot? Don't do that." I'm trying to think if there's anything else we actually have to, I'm trying to read the comments too. Jessica, do you know anything about Zootonic?
I do not. I was trying to read them too, but I had to look off to the side.
I know. Well, let me scroll up real quick and tell you people are saying they love the products. DM never joined. K-Town was here. A bunch of people said hello. Everybody's tired. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Very quickly, I need to give a huge shout out to Dipley Dude. Dipley Dude has a wonderful children's channel, and he did a shout out for me, and he's actually my nephew, and he's adorable, and he does this really cute channel where he does like all sorts of cute stuff. Check out Dipley Dude. He's awesome. And okay, I did my shout out. There you go, Dipley Dude. But sorry, Jess, had to do it. All right. So Lucy, message me real quick here? Do I have any more questions that I have to have Jessica answer? We're just so thrilled to have her here. I'm thinking that's it. Oh, Lucy said don't need buffer, blah, blah, blah. Maybe just send PM on Seahorse Whisperer. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Jessica, a very good question that I don't think I covered with Steve. Jill Martin wanted to know, how difficult was it to get your small business up and going?
Well, like Steve started it, I want to say, well, so he worked for a local fish store.
Mm-hmm.
Decided to kind of go on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And he did a fantastic job. It wasn't that difficult. I mean, it takes time to build up clientele, obviously. But if you service your clients very well, word spreads. So that's the best way to do it.
So basically, do the right thing. Do a good job, and people will. Yeah.
You come upon clients that you gain that have done, they had bad service in the past. Like, they didn't do the plumbing correctly. They didn't service the tank correctly, that type of thing. And so if you care about your clients, they will follow you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I actually did a video just the other day with Mike Herman. We did it at MACNA, but I just got it finally done. And I mean, his entire business is based on word of mouth and friends.
Yep.
I mean,
it's
awesome amazing.
Guy.
And I know I'm going to buy from you guys because, I trust you. I trust your opinions. And heck, I wish you were closer because I'd have you come do my plumbing. I'm not very good at the plumbing, but
I love plumbing, and I'm a plumbing geek. So.
You're kidding. Well, maybe we'll have to do another Wine Wednesday where you walk me through plumbing my tank because I'm doing.
I love plumbing.
Yeah, cool. Well, we're gonna have to do it. All right. So with the small business, have you noticed any kind of difficulty in? Do you feel? I don't want to say oppressed, that's a bad word, but do you feel like you're up against this huge wall when it comes to the bigger companies?
Not really. I mean, yes, there's bigger companies, and we would like to be a bigger company, and that's our ultimate goal. But no, don't feel bad about it, or like there's a wall or anything. It's more like you just work hard.
That's right.
Whatever you want to achieve.
I couldn't agree more, and I think it's awesome. And I was really starting to worry about small businesses and local fish stores and things like that And after talking to you and Steve, I feel a lot better. So thank you. I'm glad to know that people are still, finding
Yeah,
success. Um,
absolutely.
what would you say has been the biggest difficulty for you just in general? Just keeping up or?
Keeping up with like new clients and that kind of thing, and just getting your name out there, and that's pretty much finding more time in your day,
Yeah,
really.
I know. I felt terrible for being late tonight. I swore I'd be on time. Jessica was waiting. It was all my fault. I was trying to get the video done. So
And so,
I hear you about the time. Um, okay, and so what's your favorite thing about having your own business?
um, it's the passion of doing what you love, really.
Absolutely.
I
Could
mean,
go ahead.
who else can say, like, I go to work every day and love what I do, and I don't have this boss over my head telling me how to run it or what to do every day. Um, like, you make yourself successful, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I think that's awesome. I was trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, Jill Martin has a small business in the works. That's awesome. We want to hear about it. Jill, come on one Wednesday. But anyhow, so I'm just thrilled that you're doing well. Thanks, Jill. I'm just thrilled that you're doing well, and I'm actually going to do a little more editing to the video because I had to rush it out because Steve also shared a bunch of the tanks that you guys have worked on. So I'm going to do a little more editing and put up a video too because the
awesome.
tanks are amazing. Oh, that was a question. What Steve told me his favorite job. What has been your favorite display? Do you have
Um,
any?
I'm trying to think out of all of them. It's more like the upcoming ones that I'm excited about.
Ah, gotcha. And I don't want you to give it away or anything.
There's pretty awesome builds coming up, and very excited about them.
Well, we can't wait to see and make sure you share on my page because I want everybody to see it. Are you guys still planning to do the seahorses in your home?
We
Yeah?
are.
You guys are
Yep.
going to see some seahorses. So,
Yay!
yay. Okay, well, I am going. Oh, Lucy's saying women in reefing. Yes. Okay.
Cheers.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, for tonight, we're going to sign off, but Jessica's going to come back and hang out more often from now on. She promises. I'm
I
promising
do.
for you. And she'll definitely probably be back at least next week to announce more winners of the prizes. Go check out
Yep.
Aquatic Touch. Subscribe here, comment, and we'll announce those next week. So if no one else, good night, Salty Reef. Good night, everyone. Jessica,
Bye.
we're going to do our cheers, and then we'll chat in a second. Happy Wine Wednesday, everybody. Cheers. Oh, got to find